Hey guys, it's Bully, and today I have my hubby on the channel.
Tattoo. I'm
Of
back.
what? Are you not gonna be here all the time?
I will be. So yeah,
Why are you shy?
I'm not shy.
So for today's video, we're gonna speak about we've been married for 3 months. Said I do 3 months. 3. How long? Okay, so we've been married for
3 months.
yes, we've been married for 3 months, and there are a lot of things that we've learned thus far, right? There's a lot of things that we've learned thus far. It's been a bit of a wake-up call for me, not in that way. It's just adjusting. When you adjust, like,
Yeah.
I have to sometimes iron my own clothes if ours is not ready to. That's a wake-up call for me. I mean, dude. For real though, in my life, it's tough. Anyway, but yeah, other than that, so there were so many ideas that we had when we were dating and or preparing to get married, and a lot of things that we would talk about. Oh, one day when we're married, I can't wait. And we've been in it 3 months in the game, heavyweights, all right. And we realized that no, I will never expect it.
It's not what we actually what people think, or those fairy tales about marriage. However, it's still beautiful, but we're just here just to put it all to you guys about how it is to be in marriage, because people are always asking us whenever they meet us, they're like, how's marriage life, how's being a husband? So this is to you guys. So if you haven't watched this video, that's this game. So so this is what you're going to talk about.
And I think the nice thing about it is also for those who are dating, because we know maybe a few, but those who are dating and wanting to get married, you know some of your secrets, you know. Then this will kind of help. The most beautiful thing I think about marriage is that even when you get premarital counseling, it's really good to be with young people who've been married, so that they actually give you the truth about it. And I think no two marriages are the same, of course not. Like, our problems are not the next person's problems. However, I feel like there are things that we can learn across the board. So we'll share a bit of our things, a bit of things that I think for me, we'll see if they were like a wake-up call, but some of the things that we learned that from when we were dating and how it is now, you know, that transition, we'll talk about a few of those points. So yeah, it's basically about now that we've said I do, what are the things that we thought would apply, and what are the things that don't apply. And I think we'll kick it off there already.
Okay.
Alright,
let's go.
Let's do this. One of the marriage myths that we need to tackle, and I think this is for maybe people that are going to get married, is that it's much more than the surname change. It's much more than, for ladies I guess, it's much more than, you know, just saying, okay, this is my wife, this is my husband, ring on the finger. I think there's more to that. And one of the moms at the mom's bridal shower, she looked me dead in the eyes and she was like, you know, don't lose yourself, you know. Whatever you were doing prior, keep on doing it. And I think one of the problems with marriage is that it can swallow up a person where it will, all they have is that marriage, and at the end of the day it will make them resentful. You know, marriage is so much more than changing. It's now you guys coming together and becoming a force. That's true. I believe that.
It's true. Also, there's for me, I've seen it, there's types of purpose. There's your individual purpose that comes from God that you need to fulfill before you leave this world. And then there's marriage purpose. So for me to actually make sure that this is my wife, like I said, God, I have to have a purpose. I cannot just marry her because of her looks, because she is beautiful, because of her brain, she's so brilliant. But there should be a purpose. So I said to God, show me a purpose. And then God showed me. I was like, okay, this is huge. I cannot do it on my own. And then I realized that I need it in my life. I need it by my side. So with that, I realized that there is a purpose in my marriage. And not only just that, but that purpose needs to be close to God. Because for me, it came from God. So I know it's close to God. So whenever things are hard or difficult, or maybe when I feel like I just want to be lazy and relax because the Bible says, or people says, no, you need to go and live for like a year. That is not true.
No,
really, it's not true, because you're working on it during that year.
I think
or that
2 months is enough.
So for me, I cannot just wait and chill, because there's a lot that I need to do. There's a lot that God requires of us to do.
Sure.
And also, when I take it to the spiritual side, there's a lot that God has trusted us. So for me, I'm the first one in my family to get married. And for me to do that, I'm the pioneer. So if I mess up, and if I decide to relax or be chilled, then there's so many people that are behind me, or that are coming. When it comes to marriage, they need to make it right. So if I mess it up, it's going to be an issue.
It messes up for everybody.
It does. So for me, that's where the purpose comes into.
Yeah. So that's the thing. As a single, make sure that you know your purpose and don't get swallowed up by it.
Yeah.
That's it. Whatever you need to do, do it. But don't get swallowed up to it. Instead, let your marriage accentuate what you've been given and the gifts that you've been given. I believe that it's just another anointing. It's just another covering which gives you the authority to be able to do so many other things. But don't want to get into the depths of that. I think we just touched on that a little bit. So we can get to the next point. Okay, the second point that we want to talk about is the fact that, now we know a lot of guys that like that like to say this one and think this way. And they like to say money is not important. Now we're not saying that we're not saying that we're not saying that if you don't have money, like you don't deserve to be married or you don't deserve to have. I don't think so. I think in your capacity, you should have the finances to be able to take care of your family. Yeah. Right? That's true. A lot of guys like to shy away from the fact that, I think one of the things that they like to say is like, I think for me sometimes it just becomes an excuse as they don't want to work hard, or work or even try anything. So it's like, let's just settle for less. And it's not that. There's so much more to living. And we've seen it in our own lives where we see the importance of money. And we're not saying that, come on, to buy bread, what do we need?
We need money.
And it's just a simple thing. To make sure that you have electricity, to make sure that we are able to drink tea and all that stuff, you need money. So I believe that people need to stop shying away from finances and put finances in its correct place. That's where it needs to be placed,
I think the reason why, or maybe what I've observed, they don't want to take that responsibility, because if you go back to the Word of God, it does say that men should provide not only just money, but also security. So security comes in a form of money, where your lady would say, I need these toiletries or I need this stuff. So for her to look so beautiful, and the hair and the nails, those are just extras, but there's important stuff. There's just important stuff that she needs. So that needs money. And for you to find yourself in a space whereby you cannot provide that, it can challenge your masculinity.
Masculinity.
Yes. Yeah. It will challenge your ability to provide. So in a nutshell, just I don't know, but just talk to your partner before you get married and saying, look, how are the finances and how are you going to be?
It's very important.
Just to be open fully.
And we did that. We can't lie. We did that. And I'm grateful that we did that. But I would ask that even if you get married as a young person, go to a couple that is actually married, because there's such a jump. We had like our list of remember the one time we're chilling in the car, we had our list of our expenses, and I'm like, I got to get my nails did, my hair did, my this, every second week I need to get my nails done, I get my hair done. Every so often, like when I'm over it, then I'm just like, but not 2 weeks. I feel like it depends. Yeah, the one time I had a hairdo for 2 weeks. But it's just one of those things, and we had that. And now that we're inside, as much as we planned and budgeted, it has changed completely.
It has.
And that can make or break your marriage, because one of the most important things in a marriage is the aspect of finances, and how that is handled.
That's true. And
sex, but that's another topic for another day.
Next video.
Is it? I wonder. Anyway, so it's that money is important, and it just needs to be put in its correct place. If you bought a house, you're gonna need to pay your bond. That is an important conversation to have.
Another myth from my side, it's before I got married, what happened is that I thought my wife will take care of me. She'll do everything, cleaning, cooking, sex, all that stuff. That's not going to happen. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she's a human being. I'm also a human being. We also have, sometimes we don't feel like doing certain things, but I need to respect it. I need to honor her as my wife. She's not my slave. She's my partner. So one thing I've seen that works is that if she would cook, and just wash dishes, if maybe she does not feel like maybe cleaning, then I'll clean. And then sometimes if she does not feel like cooking at all, then I will cook. So yes, I can cook because of her. She taught me how to cook. So in a nutshell, it's about partnership. So expect that partnership. Don't expect for one work to come from one party. It has to be both sides. So you need to discuss, you need to say with it that let's help each other.
You're touching on an important thing, because before you get married, people like to think of roles. And I think it was in one of our devotional things that the role of a woman, even when you get married, your in-laws or the moms will tell you the role of a woman, and that's fully, in a way, you know what, we get it. We know how the moms are, we know.
Yeah, we do.
But how we do things these days, I believe that it should be about teamwork, because things are no longer the same. Like you're saying, like there's times where I'm just like, yo, begu late, like, you know, at work, or I won't be home. Like the other day I got back late and he was cleaning, or the one time I was sick. Like, what's gonna happen if I fall sick? Is he still gonna go and wanna throw gender roles in my face? No, I believe that men as well need to go with the openness of saying, yes, I'm in a partnership with my wife and I'm married to my wife, but I also need to respect her. And I believe the important thing is also playing with strengths and weaknesses.
It's true.
Like I clean, but I'm not the best at tidying up now. Like, I'll do what I'll do only when I'm done, or later do I tidy up. Whereas you, like, are a person who's like low-key neat freak, OCD. You tidy up now, and I'm just like, dude, just 5 minutes, you know? Yeah, and that's his strength. Like, when I get back home, I'm like, gym bag. Because that's how I used to do things when coming from home. Like, when Cece's there, everything's nice time. So the habits is to come home and just, okay, let me just breathe for 2 seconds. I'm going to prepare dinner. And then when you come, you're like, no, you do things like he does things immediately. And it's just about understanding that, you know, we need to break how we do things. We are grown. We need to have mature conversations about what are the roles, and not to say, hey, daughter. My husband doesn't like doing outdoor work. He doesn't like, during the wedding, I must say, when they were setting up at our house and everybody was there, and the guys and myself, we were in the marquee. I was putting up the lights, carrying the tables, doing the chairs, and I called the guys. My husband was part of those guys that I called. I called them out and I'm like, guys, please can you help us we need to put these tables in order. And my husband took one look. In 5 minutes he disappeared. When you look for this guy, he's in the kitchen chopping veggies, and I'm like, I'm doing the hard labor. I'm a hard labor kind of person. I like being outside. Hey, get your hands dirty. And he's just like, find me in the kitchen. I'll babysit the couch, or I'll chop veggies, or I'll make tea. Like, you that's how you are, or you'll tidy up inside. Like, so that's how different we are. So we need to understand our strengths and our weaknesses. I think that's a very important role, that point that you
understand each other's role.
Definitely.
And their strength as well.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a great one. So another one of the lessons that I learned so far is that you have to start again.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, getting married is not a continuation of dating. Am I right to say that?
You're right.
Because everything is just so brand new, and like I said in the first video, now you're opened up to an even greater capacity. Like, there's a greater capacity of how much love I can have for you, like learning you in a new way. And yes, I know you, but there's just more. Like, how we did dating, it worked and it was great. But if you think that it's just gonna be as effortless as how it was, like, now that you're married, you have to be intentional about it. So it is a transition. And I feel like people need to allow that transition to happen, and be patient about, you know, now finding your footing within marriage and then getting to know your husband in that new way, I guess. If that makes sense. Yeah.
That is true. Also, that trend that I've seen with people, they would date to get married, but when they're married, they stop dating. So that's when you need to date even more. That's why my wife says, you need to continue dating. It doesn't end there. It needs to continue. You need to date so that you can maintain your marriage. You need to love each other. You need to go out like you used to do while you're still dating.
Yeah.
So that makes it nicer. That makes it more, I don't know what, meaningful for you to be in that space, because you don't want just to get married and then there's roles and then there's just much work and then
you're always in the house. We learned that this past weekend, that, you know, because we were so, besides the fact that like you're working, you know, like he works a lot, and sometimes like at this point in time you never really know his schedule, so you know. But made it a point that this Sunday we're gonna go out. So if I'm not busy doing my own things, we're usually in the house, and when he comes, he also wants to enjoy the home space. But then we realized that we were in the house quite a lot, you know, and without knowing that can actually take from your marriage. So now you need to be intentional.
Marriage is nice. Marriage is it's amazing. So work on it and make sure you enjoy the fun part more than the working. So but they're both important, but make it work and balance, guys.
I think those are like 4 points, ne? I think that's cool. I think one of the things that we learned also about marriage is that it takes time. You don't just jump into everything. You don't jump into and I'm gonna mention this. I'm gonna mention a lot of things in terms of being transparent. But you don't just jump into automatically knowing your partner. You don't just jump into the synergy of now we're living together, we know how it is. We don't just jump into like the most, how do I say this without even being funny? Like even, how do I say it without...
Put it as it is. What it is.
There's a lot of things that take time. And I realize that there's a lot of things that take time, even when it comes to sex, even when it comes to figuring out finances, even when it comes to finding your footing in the marriage. A lot of things take time. And that's one of the first lessons I learned, that we have to adjust in this and we cannot rush it.
True, it is true. However, we're not saying it's going to take years for you. Everyone
is different.
It's different, and everyone has to have their own pace,
for sure,
and also run your own race as well. So as much as you see other people doing that, it's okay, it's fine. But one thing I've realized, what is very important, is that you need to be patient with each other. And if you can master that, there's so many things that will come like natural without you actually putting any effort, because you are patient with her in a certain area. You know which when you're already there, you're far off, but just be patient with her. She'll be there with you. She will wait for you. She has no one else. She has you. So just be patient. So,
So I think we've covered a few of the things. But if you guys have any other questions that you'd like to ask, especially if you're dating and wondering about marriage, or you're getting married soon, or whatever the case may be, like you're courting and all that stuff, you can ask and we'll try. I mean, we'll try and answer. If not, we'll ask our friends. You know what we don't know, surely our friends will know.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's about it. But thanks for coming on my channel.
Thank you. Appreciate.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on my channel. Wow.
Alright, thank you guys. We love you. Bye.
So before you go, I'm just gonna ask you to click that button somewhere there and subscribe. And you can go on my Instagram and you can ask more questions in the DM. It goes down. No funny business. But please subscribe and share the video, give it a big thumbs up, and thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.
We love you.
Yes,
bye.
we do love you.